Here's our joke for today. What is a computer's favorite snack? A computer chip. Today we're going to learn a fractional part of a set and how to determine age. So I hope that you have this worksheet. So make sure that you do. And I want you to turn on the back side, the blank side. We're going to use the blank side first. And I want you to have your 12 pennies. And I want you to put them out on your piece of paper. Lay them out on your piece of paper. And I want you to put all the pennies that are heads up in a row and all the pennies that are tails up in a row. And then you can put the rows next to each other. So go ahead and do that. Pause, and then go ahead and start again. Look at your two rows and decide, do you have more pennies that are heads up or more pennies that are tails up? How many of you have equal amounts? Let's say, for example, that you have 5 pennies that are heads up. So if you have 5 pennies that are heads up, that's 5 out of 12. So how many would you have that are tails up? Right, 7 out of 12. Let's say that you have 3 pennies that are heads up. So that would be 3 12s. So how many would you have that are tails up? 9 12s. We know these are correct because 5 plus 7 equals 12. 3 plus 9 equals 12. Let's do one more. Let's say that you had 8 pennies that are heads up. So that would be 8 12s. So how many would be tails up? 4 12s, because 8 plus 4 equals 12. If you had 6 that were heads up, how many would be tails? Right, the same amount. 6 12s, because 6 plus 6 equals 12. All right, turn it back over now. And let's look at this side. Point to the circle that is divided into halves. I want you to put the same number of pennies in each half of the circle. Go ahead and do that. And below the circle, we can write what we found. What is 1/2 of 12? Correct, 6. So we would write 6 right there. Point to the circle that is divided into thirds. Put the same number of pennies in each third of the circle. How many pennies did you put in each third? 4. Below the circle, we can write what we found. What is 1/3 of 12? 4. Now point to the circle that's divided into fourths. Go ahead and put a penny in each fourth. And so if you divided that, how many did you have in each section? 1/4 of 12 is correct. 3. Now point to the circle that's divided into 6 and put pennies in all of those. And 1/6 of 12 is 2. Very good. Now let's use our circles to find the answers at the bottom of our page. If we want to find 1/2 of 10, how many pennies will we use? 10, that's correct. Which circle will we use? The circle that's divided into halves. Show 1/2 of 10 using pennies. What is 1/2 of 10? Correct. 5. If we want to find 1/3 of 6, how many pennies will we use? 6. Which circles will we use? We'll use the circle that's divided into thirds. Show 1/3 of 6 using pennies. What is 1/3 of 6? 2. So we'll write 2. If we want to find 1/4 of 8, how many pennies will we use? 8. Very good. Which circle will we use? The circle divided into fourths. Show 1/4 of 8 using 8 pennies. What is 1/4 of 8? 2. So we'll write a 2 down here. All right, I want you to go ahead and complete the rest on your own. Once you've done that, then I want you to go back to the back side of your paper. If you notice, each penny has a date on it. The date on a penny is when it was minted or made. It's like the birth date for the penny. Choose one of your pennies. In what year was your penny made or minted? The penny with the earliest date is the oldest. So line up your pennies in order by date. Put the penny with the earliest date on the left-hand side and the penny with the most recent date on the right end of the line. Now we're going to find out how old a penny is. For example, let's say that I have a penny that was minted or made in 1986. So I would write that up here like that. And then I would say in 10 years from 1986 would be 1996. So there's 10. And in 10 more years, it would be 2006. So I'd make another 10. And in 10 more years, it would be 2016. Now if I went 10 more years, it would be 2026. And we haven't gotten there yet, so we're just going to stop at 2020. And from 16 to 20 is how much? 4. So let's see how old this penny is. 10, 20, 30, 34. So it's 34 years old. Let's try with another penny. Let's say this penny was minted in 1972. So in 10 more years, it would be 1982. And 10 years from that would be 1992. And in 10 more years, it would be 2002. And in 10 more years, it would be 2012. Now, if I did another 10, it would be 2022, but that's past where we are. So from 2012 to 2020 would be 8. So let's count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 48. 48 years. Let's do one more. 1960. In 10 more years, it would be 1970. And in 10 more years, it would be 1980. And in 10 more years, 1990. And in 10 more years, 2000. And in 10 more years, 2010. And in 10 more years, 2020. Let's count how old this penny is. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60 years old. That's pretty old. Now, I want you to make sure that you have your pennies in line from oldest to youngest. And I want you to figure out which penny is the oldest and which penny is the newest. And then I want you to choose one of your pennies, and like we did here, figure out the age of your penny. I would love for you to send me a picture of your penny with your scrap paper underneath, letting me know how old your penny is. Can't wait to see your pictures.